Hello, welcome to another lovely episode of Open Studio. Today in studio with me, I have an amazing organization called Drum Fun, and they're here to tell us about all the projects they do in ensuring that you and I have plenty of fun with drums. Would you like to welcome, or would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Helena.
Yes.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Zama.
Okay. So what do you do in Drum Fun? Like what are your roles?
So it's Ubuntu Drum Fun.
Okay, yes.
And Ubuntu is because of the meaning of the spirit of belonging and bringing people together.
Can you talk with the mic?
Okay, sorry. So Ubuntu Drum Fun is the meaning of it is it's what the drum comes from, which is bringing people together and helping people to feel like they're part of something. And there's so many different aspects to it. And Jamie can explain what we exactly do.
Yes. What we do is we get people involved in drumming together, and this creates a feeling of unity and can be used as a team building experience, or a therapeutic experience, or an educational experience, because we also educate the youth about the roots of South African music. Yeah, and you know that brings in dance as well. Zama is a hotshot a gumboot dance facilitator and a Zulu dancer. So we bring aspects of rhythm and dance into our circle.
What I'd really like to know is because you found a way to use drums to do so much team building, as you say. Facilitate people in coming together. How did that idea come about in seeing this instrument to be used for such phenomenal activities amongst people?
Well, the history of the drum itself is that the word djembe, it turns out, means the part je means to call or to bring, and embe, I don't know, that's how I read it somewhere, means bring people together, bring the people together. And because it's such a loud instrument, it does bring people together, and it's just the most perfect community instrument. And what Jamie does is he shows people how to play within a certain framework. So it's not like they're just randomly playing the drum. He conducts them and gives them direction, so they actually play. They learn to listen and be in the moment, in a circle and part of a pattern of sound and rhythm, which automatically just has this effect of making people have a sense of belonging and a sense of togetherness, and also cooperation, because they have to listen to each other and play at the same time. So they're expressing something and they're listening to each other.
Yeah.
Does it always sound like music, though? Or does it always sound,
Well, because of the big drums, which are played by power drummers, and we have a team, Zama is one of them. We don't have all of them with us today, but that holds the proper strong beat. And then because Jamie is such a good facilitator, he conducts them, it immediately sounds like music right from the start. It doesn't sound bad usually.
Yeah.
It sounds good straight away.
So we like to come in and just get people involved on the fly, and then they're making music. So it's not so much like it's not a lesson at all. It's a being. So you become the rhythm, and we all have rhythm.
Wow.
There's no one who doesn't have rhythm. That's a fallacy. Some people say they don't have rhythm, but we've all got a heartbeat, and we all step towards the fridge in rhythm and open the door, and life is a rhythm.
Wow. But sometimes it does look intimidating when a whole group of people, are in such rhythm and in sync, and then you wonder, wow, am I going to be the one? I'm sure you get people, coming to your sessions with those. How do you alleviate such feelings and things like that?
Yes, you do get people who may feel a bit self-conscious, but while I facilitate, I try I get a picture of all the individuals, although I'm working with a group, but I see the individuals, and I try to bring out something. I play to their strengths, so I'll bring an aspect of them out that everybody loves.
Okay.
So it really is a great leveler.
Okay.
And you know, sometimes I might do something with a company, and I'll have the CEO of the company sitting next to the tea lady, and in that moment they are complete equals, and that's the beauty
Oh,
of
wow.
of the drum.
Wow. Well, Zama, how does the aspect of dance, gumboot dancing, you know, choreography, come into Ubuntu Drum Fun?
When I met Jamie, firstly, okay, he saw me. I think where did we meet? Was it in
At UCT, I saw you doing a
UCT.
recital at
Yes.
UCT
Yeah.
with marimbas.
So,
yeah.
every time when someone plays a drum, to me, I always have this thing of
You can't stop
I
yourself.
push the moves from the body, like it pushes, like if you listen to any song, I mean, you wanna do something with your body as well. So even on this thing of drumming session, once it starts, I always wanna, know. So I had this idea of like, you know what, Jamie, I don't do one time and then bring children all together and do gambus dancing firstly, because that's it is. I found that it is part of their syllabus as well at school. So once you do it with children as well, then it's fun and they loved it, and with the drumming as well. And yeah, so I just wanted to blend it together with kids. Then even now adults, all of a sudden they love it as well. And yeah, so yeah, I find it that gambut dancing is fun. That's all I can say. It's fun, just like drumming as well.
It's
Very good exercise.
It's a good workout.
Yeah.
Warms you up straight away.
And
We did a
stress-
session last week. We had two groups of city children that came from a Pinehurst primary school. It was pouring with rain, so we organized last minute. It was like an amazing community thing that happened, that the environmental center in Sandvlei said we could use their space, and which also meant that they included an environmental program into the thing, which we'd been booked by the school. And then Summer did the gumboot dance session first, and it was just, everyone was so warmed up. The mums all helped and joined in. They all wanted to also dance.
Yeah.
And that got them going, and then they were all ready to drum after that. So, yeah.
You guys make me feel like I'm missing out on so much
Yeah,
in life. I need to
fun.
come
You
and
have to
attend
join
these.
us.
Right, we're having such a lovely conversation with Ubuntu Drum Fun, but we have to go take a quick ad break. We will be back after these. Welcome back to Open Studio. I'm sitting with my guest from Ubuntu Drum Fun, and I'm having so much fun with you guys, and I can already say I'm already getting relaxed and I'm becoming more alive in everything. I really want to know about, why you decided to start this organization. How long has it been around, and how did you come up with the name as well?
Yeah, we've been around since about 2005.
Really?
Yeah, so and it came out from I did work with a previous a company in Johannesburg, Drum Cafe, and I learned the skills there to facilitate. And then I thought, once I'd left there, I thought I want to start my own thing and do it in my own way, and incorporate some of the aspects of drummers that I've met in Cape Town, people like Zama and Vuyo Kacha and other drummers, and it's been great. We've done so many different kinds of events, from kiddies things to corporates to community projects to schools, parties, everything.
Okay. So what are the challenges you know, that you guys face within your company? I mean, it's not all smooth running. And how do you overcome them?
Yes. Challenges. Do you want to say something?
We don't get.
Don't forget the mic.
Okay.
Sorry.
So the fact that the drums are big and there's a lot, and one has to store them and then also maintain them and then carry them. So if we're doing a gig somewhere, there's the transport costs, and so we can't just freely. We would like to do more community work, and but we would have to get funding because also the drummers come from far, and we pay them proper professional musician rates. So it's not. It needs proper. We don't often get enough funding and bookings and stuff. So we need to just market it as well, as I suppose. But otherwise, it's a very happy company. Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that drums need to be maintained and looked after.
Yeah.
Zama, would you like to tell us maybe some of the ways that you ensure that your drums are in good condition, and what can happen if you don't look after, after
Yeah,
them?
especially when you are about to run a drum circle, it's very important to mention that people don't damage the skin. Maybe by telling them take off your rings, your watches, and it might also hurt their hands as well. Because beating a drum is the same as beating on the concrete floor. So, but at least you've been playing for a long time, okay, and then it might work. So yeah, the drums as well, we need to, it's like exactly like a human being, you have to wear something, keep yourself warm. So even the drums, you have to sometimes have something to cover, especially the skin, because it's made of skin and wood, so it needs to be, because it can get damaged by the cold weather sometimes.
really?
Yeah.
And
rain. I mean,
rain.
rain is probably one of the biggest
Yeah.
sort of enemies.
Okay.
Although it's a friend as well, because we sometimes you drum and it starts raining.
Yes,
wow.
and sometimes you
Which
have
is
to carry the
magical thing.
drum from a distance to the venue, and then
But-
it's raining, then you have to, So yeah, those are some of the challenges,
Yeah.
major ones actually, the rain, as Jimmy mentioned. Yeah,
And the drums also have to be tuned, so they
Oh.
yeah.
they actually
Really?
get
Yeah.
tightened, and that takes a lot of. You need to
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
lots
And
of
And,
how
so,
strength
does
to
sometimes in
tighten them.
summertime when it's a hot
Yeah.
day, I've had an occasion where I've been sitting in the room and suddenly I hear bah,
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's a drum that's just
Yeah.
broken just on its own because of the heat.
Oh, goodness. Are these by accident, these little, or is there a very good reason, or is it just here for decoration?
The strings.
Yes.
Yes,
No.
that's a West African tuning method
Yeah.
of tuning a drum. It's actually at the time it was quite a technology in these things are called
Rings.
notes. There's rings, and then
Really?
and then each one of these loops here is called a note, and it's pulled tight, and that's the mechanism that keeps the drum tight. So specifically, the West African djembe drum is a very taut skin drum. Whereas
Are these made in West Africa? Do you have to ship them all the
yeah, these
that must-
particular ones are from Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
It must be like quite a process then,
It is, yeah. We use South African drums as well in our
Okay.
circus. We use Ndlamu drums and Matabele drums, peg drums. But the djembe drum is very versatile in that it has a very distinctive bass note and a tone, a sort of treble note.
Okay.
And they're very easy to transport. So
Okay.
they don't have pegs sticking out that can break or catch
Okay.
on things. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I would love to also talk about the different kinds of programs. You seem to talk a lot about, working with schools, working with corporates. Are there any specific programs that you are doing geared at those groups of people?
Yes, well, we've got a youth program that's happening with the Sunflower Estuary Nature Reserve, where we're incorporating an environmental aspect into it. and bringing in kids from the poorer areas together in the joy of the drum and in learning about leopard toads and our environment that we live so closely to.
In terms of the program, we do an Airbnb experience, which is we developed this thing and we've done it we've also taken it to old age homes, which old age homes have loved it. So it's a story of the way of the right from the very first African instrument, and it's about this boy who's like a guy like Jamie who loves the sound of things and how he transforms things, like the first reed pipe that he found as he was trying to call his cattle back from the river, and then he heard the sound and he makes this, he figures out, so he transforms things that are ordinary things into instruments. And then the next one's like a Khoisan hunter that found that his bow could make a sound, and then it developed it to a Hadi bow, which became an African. So it goes on anyway, and we've taken it right to the slave route.
Okay. We're going to talk about it in the next segment, but we're also going to be having a nice little drum session as well. I'm so excited about that. So don't you go anywhere. We will be back shortly. Welcome back. The setting has changed and I'm joined by a whole lot of people who are interested in learning how to drum. Can you please tell us a bit about what we're going to be doing and why this is such a fun activity?
Yes. Well, we are going to come together in rhythm with the help of Zama here behind me. He's going to hold the master beat, and then I will facilitate, and before you know it, you'll be drumming.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So by saying I facilitate means I use actions and body language. So you got to. So it's pretty much a game of watch and play, and So it's communication. It's a great a way of communicating and oh shit, what am I saying?
Let's just start. I think we're ready to start.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we're ready. Is everyone ready?
Okay, you ready? So if you hold the drum just between your legs and just have it a little bit off the ground, it can be sitting on as long as the bottom is open, so it resonates. That's it. Okay. Are you ready to drum?
Yes.
Okay. Let's put your hands here and rumble. Like that. You guys are good. Keep going. Join me. What's up? Yeppa. Woo! 2 beats. Yepa. Into 3. Yepo, into 5. Okay. What's that? Yep. Yeah, mama, yo. Yeah, mama, 1 beat. 9. 2, 3, let's play. Yeah, mama, keep going. That's it. Yep. Yeah, mama, yo. Yeah, mama, yo.
What was that all about? That was amazing. So is that like something that we'd experience, at one of your sessions?
Yes, that is something. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's different every time. That
Of course.
that's really, it depends on the group and
Yes.
on the energy, and yeah. So that was kind of improvised from my side,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of little tricks and things that
Yeah.
one can bring into it, and then I bring out the individuals.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just a tiny taste.
Yes. Well, that was amazing. I'm sure everybody enjoyed it. Jamie? Yes, yeah. Jamie and your team, Helena and Zama, we'd like to thank you so much for coming and telling us all about Ubuntu Drum Fun. And from us on Open Studio, it's goodbye and see you next time.